Hey guys, I know this is an impromptu live stream, so I'm not sure if anybody will be able to jump on here. Can you open up on yours, so in case we do get anyone?
I can.
I've had a terrible, no good, absolutely horrible day. And turn that sound off. And it's been kind of rough. And I don't know. I've been talking about how I've been like this emotional mess the last few days as it was, and then today happened. In a couple of my videos, I've talked about my friend Brent and how he's like one of my best friends, and he's in recovery, and I was so proud of him, and my how to help an addict, or no, what to do if you think your friend is using, that video was about him. I talked about him in my reaction video. There's pictures of him in there. I talked about him in the All the Dudes I've Ever Loved video. Like,
it's been a big part of your life.
Yeah.
Our lives.
Yeah, he's been in my life since 2005, and he overdosed. I can't say that 100%. Hey, Nicole. I can't say that 100% yet because I haven't heard any more details, but knowing his story, I kind of know what's happened. And it's been hard to handle. Hey, having a rough day, rough weekend. And I originally wanted to live stream today because Emerson is up at the cabin with my mom, and I wanted to take advantage of the day. And then this happened, and I was like, do I really want to talk about it? Do I want to make a video? And no, I mean, I wanted to stay in bed. I tried to make my live stream from my bed.
We almost did.
Like, I wanted to just stay in my covers and in my safe space and just kind of deal with it that way. And hey Deirdre.
Hi Deirdre.
And it's just been like, I wanted to make this live stream because this is what I share. Like, this is my life, and this is the life that so many people have to face. You know, you have to face loss, and it sucks, and it's never going to be easy, but there's so many people, hey guys, so many people that have reached out about him, that have like actually known him, and it's been nice hearing, you know, it's nice knowing how much he was loved. And his last year of his life was really hard. I've talked to him about it, and he said I could talk about it in another video, so I guess now I still have permission. Last July, his wife overdosed, and that's Molly. That's our Molly. That's, you know, we love her just as much as we love him. And in October, he has a daughter with another woman, and her name's Stormy, and she overdosed in October, the same day that my Scott overdosed. So it's been like, it's been hell.
It's been a lot.
And Brent didn't want to live for a long time. And he has this beautiful, beautiful daughter. And I'm so sad that she doesn't have her parents, but she's got great grandparents. Like, at least she has that.
Yeah.
But it's just like, how do you heal from that? How do you heal from losing your wife and your ex-girlfriend within months of each other?
Yeah.
I don't even think a non-addict could come back from that.
I mean, you never come back from stuff like that, but someone who doesn't know how to deal with life on any level, really, like when you don't have the skills to be able to live. Like,
yeah, and he's faced a lot of adversity, and like a lot of his challenges and problems and stuff have been really brought on. They're self-inflicted.
Yeah.
And that doesn't make it any easier.
Most addicts' problems are, like, we are our own worst enemy in addiction.
Right? We create so many problems, and instead of dealing with them, we run from them, and then we create more problems, and, like, that was the story of Brent's life. Like, he got a life insurance settlement from Molly passing, and then we knew that was bad. We knew it was bad for him to get that cash. He got, like, $10,000. So he did, like, the first, like, 3 hours, he did the right thing. He bought a house, he, like, paid some things, did this, and then I got him a job with my sister at her cafe, and then literally within like hours after that, he was like off and running. And he went and relapsed, and he broke into somewhere, and he did something, and he got arrested. And then the next day, he got out, he did something, was driving, was in like an accident, and got arrested again, like in literally 12 hours, not even a full freaking 24 hours.
It's just self-destruction, run amok.
And that's what he was good at. That's what he was so good at. And I love him, like, I love him so much, but I don't know if he would have ever gotten it, and I fooled myself into really thinking that he had it recently, because
He made it this far from...
He made it so far, right? Like, over a year. It had been a year since Molly passed, and he had a girlfriend, and I didn't want to discourage him from dating this girl, but, like, I wanted him to really focus on himself. But that's just, he couldn't. He was like me in a guy's form. He couldn't be alone. He didn't know how to be alone. And that's why Brent and I loved each other so much, because he was my backup. Like, when we were younger, he promised me that by the time if I was 30, I think, that if I wasn't married, we were going to get married. Like, he was literally my backup. And it's just crazy. It's crazy to think, because I remember, like, not even a little over a year ago, in last July, in August, when after Molly passed, we were there, in the mess of it, and it was so hard to watch.
Yeah, it was rough.
We were at a show in Baltimore one night, and we came home early because he called me, and it was the first time I had heard about him since Molly had passed. And I reached out, and I knew he was in rehab at that point. So he reached out, and I drove home. We drove home from Baltimore. It was like, what, 2 in the morning? It was so late. And he told us to, like, just come on in. So they had owned a house together, and we went in, and he was like...
We didn't hear anyone.
Yeah.
Like,
I was terrified.
Yeah.
I was terrified because I'd literally just been texting him and talking to him, and, like, we didn't hear anyone.
We didn't know if we were going to walk into a dead person.
Yeah, which is where she had just been found. So, like, how can you imagine being in that house? Like, I couldn't. And then, so we went there, and he was just a mess. He was a train wreck. He was just so blitzed out of his mind. He didn't remember anything. He could barely talk to us and hold, like, there was no coherent sentences or anything. Laughing at the dogs.
Yeah.
They're fighting. So what I did then contradicted, like, a lot of things that I've been told in recovery. I threw tough love out the window.
Yeah.
And I debated it so much because I was like, hey.
Oye.
Chill. I was like, am I doing the right thing? Because I could see that he, right? And they're fighting. I could see that he was hurting so badly, and I wanted to help him, but I knew that if I told him not to use, if I told him to stop using, get clean, blah, 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 he was going to shut himself off from me. Yeah. And instead I decided to do this. I met him where he was. That's how I decided to call it. Like, I knew he was using. He would call me and he would be using, and I would be straight with him, and I would tell him, like, I don't want you to do this. I'm not okay with this, but, like, I need to know you're alive.
Right.
And it was hard. It was incredibly hard. And I slowly but surely watched him kind of pick himself up and get his shit together, and then crash again. And then pick himself up and then crash again. And eventually he ended up in a recovery house in an area away from here, in a county, not in our county, and he was in legal trouble there. And at some point, I don't remember when this was, I checked through my old text messages. Hey, Courtney, I'm so mad I don't have them, but he was on Suboxone. He was on medication-assisted treatment, and he called me crying one day because he was being forced off of it. And I was under I could be wrong, but I was under the assumption that, I believe it was because of drug court. He was trying to get into a drug court program, or he was trying to get into a recovery house or something like that, and I can't remember what exactly it was. But he called me crying because he had to get off of Suboxone, and he was scared, and I was fucking scared. I was so scared because I know him. I knew that he's a chronic relapser. Yeah. He is the epitome of, like, a chronic relapsing brain disease. Like, he makes choices even though he knows better. It's like, he's not a stupid person. He just makes stupid choices. And he got off of it. He did a quick taper, and I remember him telling me that it was okay. And I remember being upset because it wasn't the county that I live in, and I had been fighting, as you guys know, fighting for drug courts to allow MAT medications, and I thought that somehow he told me that it didn't matter because he was in a different county, and it sucks. It sucked because I knew he wasn't on it, and I forgot. Like, I totally forgot. I was laying in bed here I've been crying all day, if you can't tell how I look. And it dawned on me that he was on Suboxone and he stopped to get into some program. I don't remember if it was drug court. Someone has told me that it is not drug court because that county allows it, and I'm not going to disagree with them, but maybe it was the recovery house, maybe it was just regular probation. Somewhere along the line, he was told that he had to be off of this medication for X, Y, and Z. And X, Y, and Z did not save his life. And it sucks. And I've been fighting this fight for so long, like, passionately caring about this for, like, at least 7 months, 8 months, and to lose my best friend to the fight that I've been fighting, like, that sucks. It sucks because he is the kind of person that I know couldn't have done it without it.
Yeah,
He wanted to believe that. He wanted to believe that he could. And the last time we talked about it, last time we talked about Suboxone, he was saying that he was okay and he was stable off of it, and it was, it was what it was. But then I think in June, Greg mentioned to me that his pictures didn't look right on Snapchat or Instagram or whatever, and like, oh my God, he looked so bad. But he's this very, very big muscular dude, and everybody's fooled by that. And he already told me it was steroids. He is on steroids, and he could maintain this big muscular physique, but also look like while also using. And it's just insane that you can do that. And like, for a long time I fell for it. We were confused before Molly passed. We were like, how is he looking like this? We saw him at a street festival in our area, and we avoided them. At this point this week, things were rocky between us.
I hate that decision that we made.
Yeah, we chose to not go up and talk to them. This was a year before she passed. But how we didn't want to put ourselves out there again, because Brent has hurt us a lot.
Yeah.
Prior to him getting married to Molly, like, we weren't talking, and
because he does shitty things.
He hurts us a lot, and he puts us in bad situations. Like, he will bring shit around, like, bring trouble to us. And
it's a hard person to love, man.
Yeah, and you have to keep this, like, boundaries. He is the person that taught me boundaries. You would think it would have been Greg. It was Brent. Brent taught me that I had to maintain my boundaries. And they were hard. They were hard because they had to be constantly redefined based on the situation, based on everything going on. And so July 2017, we saw them. He looked big and muscular, and he was with this church group. But we knew because he had just showed up at our house like months, like not even that long ago, and been like asking us for Molly or something. He was asking us for drugs, and I was like, why are you coming to my house?
We were the people that he would never lie to, just because of how close we were. You know what I mean?
And he knew that if we were using, we would have helped him. But, yes, sorry, my friend Brent, he passed away yesterday, and I just found out today. And he is someone that I've talked about so much in my videos. Like, I've talked about him in my, if you think your friend's using drugs, or I've talked about him in my, like, reacting to old photos. And he's just someone that I didn't expect about. I just didn't expect this today.
Yeah, I mean.
So then, so he's big and buff, and he was at this church group, so it, like, he had everyone fooled, but Greg and I were like, no, that's not right. Like, something's not right.
I've always kind of seen through his shit.
So instead of going up and talking to him, we dodged him. We dodged him. And then, we didn't talk for a while, and then Molly overdosed. And then as soon as that happened, I went right back to him because I wanted to help him. And I, we dealt with all of that, and then Stormy passed.
To go.
Oh, okay. Bye, Jess. Yeah, I'll talk to you later. And then, so Brent was he came into town last weekend. Hey, Christy. Brent came into town last weekend, and he shot me a text. He lives in a different county, like I said, in a recovery house, and he was coming back to spend the weekend with his daughter. He has a 4 or 5 year old little girl.
Yeah, I think she's 5.
She's a beautiful little angel that looks just like him, and
yeah, right. Oh my goodness.
We were supposed to see him, and it just didn't align, and like something about it felt wrong to me, like, and I was gonna message him during the week, and I didn't. I just forgot.
Yeah.
And it's just.
And chances are he wouldn't have linked up with us anyway, just because he wasn't doing the right
I think he would have, because he's been honest with me. Back in June, I had this feeling, like, because Greg had said about the pictures, so I finally just was like, you know what? I can't preach all of this stuff on YouTube and not actually practice it. So I just decided to sit down, and I did it in a text message because I wasn't sure how to breach the conversation, and I was just like, look, I love you a lot, and I hope that you can come to me and talk to me honestly, but like, I feel like you need a person in your life that you can be honest to and won't judge you. And I'm asking you this because I love you, and not because I'm accusing you, and not because I'm judging you. Are you okay? Because you don't look okay. And he said, no, I'm not. and he told me that he had relapsed. And he had like a 2-week relapse, and he had been okay for, I think at that point, like 4 or 5 days. And he continued talking to me since then, like, and I thought things were okay. And I think that because he kept talking to me, I got this, like, false sense of, it was like a security blanket. Like, he's talking to me, he's okay.
Well,
like,
and it only takes one
mistake.
Yeah, it only takes one mistake. So who knows how, like, he may have been doing fine, and then all of a sudden, it only takes one.
Yeah. And it just sucks. Like, I was already depressed. I was already pretty sad. And then I woke up and, like, yeah, it's so weird how it happens. I was half asleep. I got this text message, and I was like, I gotta look at that.
Yeah.
And I normally just ignore my phone when it goes off. And I was, like, so incoherent and asleep. I was just like, Brent.
It took me a second to process.
Brent.
Too.
And I couldn't, that's all I could say. And, like, I just started crying, and I was like, Brent's gone. And, like, when people kept texting me or messaging me online, I couldn't even say it. It still doesn't feel right to say it, that he's dead, and he is. And it's hard. Even that makes me, like, just want to break down and cry. And, like, I've just been crying all day, and I know that's normal, and I'll be okay. But, like, I wanted to share this with you because I try to make I want my audience to be people in addiction, you know? This is life or death, you guys. Yes, this is, do what you have to do to stay sober. And if staying sober means that you take Suboxone, good. If staying sober means you smoke weed, good.
Yeah.
Just don't relapse. That's the point. That is the whole point of recovery. And, I mean, I want my demographic to be us, people in recovery, people, like, in active addiction and in recovery. I want to reach all of you guys, but I also want to reach the family members and friends of addicts, because I am on both sides of that, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. And, I mean, I'm sure we'll come back to this, but I wanted to talk about things that are making Greg sad, too, so hopefully I don't cry this entire time. So, for those of you that know, Greg has been experiencing, like, chronic pain, essentially.
Yeah.
For how long has it been going on for?
A couple years.
Years, but it's gotten...
Recently, it's been real bad. Like,
yeah.
I don't know.
So, he has carpal tunnel. And I don't know if any of you guys have had this, but, like, I've had, like, periodic, like, bouts of, like, numbness or tingliness, but, like, his is, like, constant.
It's constant pain. And, like, I'm trying to get set up for surgery here in the next couple months, but I'm trying to make it till then. Like,
and it's hard.
Like, work, I have to use my hands, and yeah, like, there's sometimes I can't sleep. Like, most of the time I struggle sleeping. Like, it hurts now.
He has to, like, he'll sleep sitting up so that your hand is lower than your heart.
Yeah, try to get some circulation. Like, can't push buttons. Like, can't squeeze things.
He couldn't clip the mic onto his shirt.
It's rough. It really, really sucks. And, right, like, I cannot wait for surgery. But,
and it's an invisible pain.
Yeah, so...
Have you talked to the Suboxone doctor?
No.
I think you mentioned the pain, but you didn't... Not the Suboxone doctor. They know you are in the pain that you're going through this. But
yeah, but... As
far as treatment, it's just been, like, naproxen sodium.
Yeah, I just take a whole bunch of Aleve all the time.
So good for his stomach.
Yeah, somebody said they heat something up and sleep with that, like, warm compress.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
I might try that. Like, it's...
Someone sent me an email about pain things for chronic pain for people on Suboxone. Yeah. I have to get that out for you.
I tried KT tape. That helped a little bit, but that's better when it's, like, not quite as severe as it is right now. Like, it's my fault for not taking care of this sooner. Like,
he's been getting shots. What are they called?
Cortisone
shots.
Yeah, I took the cortisone shots. Were great. Like, made me feel so much better. Like, it took it away. And then this last time I got shots, it did nothing in my left hand, and I was just, I don't know. It gives me such anxiety to be in pain like that. Like, I'll wake up and I have to, like, get out of bed and, like, shake my hands out and pace the house to try to, like, calm down a little bit, because it feels like the pain will not stop.
Yeah, and, like, this anxiety, it's not just, like, a little bit of anxiety where he's kind of worked up. Like, I mean,
panic attack.
Well, yeah, no, you've cried over that.
Yeah,
like, it has brought him to tears, and that is, Nicole said I wanted to mention this. She said maybe you can up your dose. That her doctor, they prescribe subs multiple times a day in mini doses. I tried that with my doctor the one time because I was of my tooth. They thought that I could do that route instead of taking the pain medicine for the oral thing, and I didn't have any luck with it.
Yeah.
But that's something you could definitely mention to the doctor.
Yeah. It's like, and I use my hands at work all day, and I'm trying to talk to them about I need help in where I work at so that I can kind of take some of the strain off. And then I had to work this Saturday, and that sucked because normally what I've been doing is if I rest my hands all day Saturday and Sunday and do nothing with them, I can kind of get through the week Monday through Friday. But without that 2 days of rest, like I can tell going back into it tomorrow it's gonna really not be great.
And it's hard because like his work relies on him a lot. You do a lot.
Yeah.
Your position is not something like one person couldn't just replace you. It would take at least two people because of the training involved. Like not like the physical labor, but like because of how much training, it would have to have one person and a helper. And then Greg is such a hard worker that he normally like just busts his ass nonstop.
And I just can't now.
Yeah, and it's thank you, Ashley. I'm okay.
They're about to find out when production stops because I can't do shit.
Yeah, you have to maintain yourself. Like, you have to make sure that you take care of yourself. But, like, it's very easy to get wrapped up in that. And, like you said, it causes anxiety. And then it just offsets your entire day.
It spiraled me into depression for days before where I'm just sitting there and I just won't do anything because it just hurts. Everything hurts.
And there's nothing I can do when I'm at work to, like, help calm him down. But, like, I know how to help him when he's here.
Yeah.
When he's here, I can, like, talk him through it. And it's hard for me to be, like, it's hard for me to not sound like an asshole through the phone because really what I'm trying to say is, like, just reframe your mind. Just think about it. You know, just try and think about it in a different way. Like, this is temporary. We will get through this. We'll treat this. But I can say all of that through a phone and it just loses all of that.
Yeah.
And instead it comes off like, this is just temporary. Like, come on, this is just temporary. Like, and that's not at all how I'm trying it to come across, but I know that when we lose that verbal part of it, it comes across as mean. Stella, right now we're talking about Greg's chronic pain and his carpal tunnel, and we're talking about my friend that passed away. Stella's my first patron.
Aw,
Thank you, Stella.
Yeah, man, chronic pain, like, it kind of gives me a whole new, like, appreciation for people with, like, back pain. Any of those invisible pains, like, I wear wrist brace constantly.
He has one here, but it's so ugly, and it's got, like, he's got one for sleeping that's really good, but the one that he wears around the house on weekends, it's got, like, duct tape on it, so...
Yeah, because I wore them at work, so it, like, busted out, and I have many, many braces.
But I've had so many people reach out to me that are chronic pain sufferers that feel like they don't deserve the treatment. I spoke with someone today I have an email from someone. Oh, I think they're in here. I'm not going to name who it is. But they said that they felt like they were taking away a place in treatment for somebody that is in addiction. Like, I recommend going to, like, a methadone clinic or something like that. Yeah. Chronic pain sufferers are being totally screwed over by this whole opioid epidemic. Because there is a massive amount of people that genuinely have pain that genuinely needs to be treated. And it's like, we don't know how to do in the middle. We only know how to do one extreme to the next.
Overcorrect like crazy.
Yes, and so if you are a person suffering from pain and you go to a methadone program, don't ever feel like you are not deserving or that you're taking away someone else's spot. Like, yes, it sucks that there are limited spots for treatment, but that is not your fault, and you deserve treatment just as much as a recovering addict does. And then, like, the whole idea of treatment, I just can't believe how many barriers there are to treatment. How hard I hear these people that talk to me. Oh, who has it? I'm gonna write that down. Kaylee Krista. I don't have a pen. I'll read my comments back. Okay. Can you write that? I'll write it.
You do it.
I write down things I gotta remember. Kaylee Krista. But I spoke with someone today on the phone who was jumping through hoops, and it is unreal. Like, guys, this should not be that hard. We know that this works. We know that this works to treat pain. We know that methadone works to treat pain and can curb addiction. Like, it doesn't...
Can keep you from relapsing.
Yeah, it keeps it at bay because it it's just so crazy. What's it? She said she has made video about chronic pain and the pharmacy laws. Oh, I'll have to look into that because it's just it's unreal.
When there's an epidemic, you're supposed to remove barriers, not put more in place.
Yeah, and I just can't believe that there is, I kind of got into like a little bit of a heated argument because I posted on Facebook that I said, can someone please tell me why this county drug court made it so that people have to get off of MAT medication? And I know that Brent was forced off of it for a reason. Somehow, I just don't remember what it was. So he was either forced off of it because of drug court, because of regular probation, because she's in the person that I'm about to talk about she works for regular drug court. So it's either drug court, regular probation, or a recovery house. Somewhere along the line, someone told him he had to get off of Suboxone. And she, like, tried to argue me and say, like, it wasn't that. And I was, like, she was mad because I was pointing fingers, I guess, at the drug court program. But, like, I'm pointing fingers at anybody that is saying that this is not, that this is okay. Anybody that is that is making it harder to get treatment. Like, if you're a probation officer and you have someone taking diverted Suboxone, you should not force them off of Suboxone. You should help them find a program.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
If that's really what the issue was, if Brent's issue, the computer making noise. If the issue was that Brent was not prescribed Suboxone and he had to get off of it because he was taking diverted Suboxone.
Yeah, get that person on Suboxone.
Yeah, get him into a doctor. Like, get him into a methadone clinic.
Yeah.
Do something. He needed that structure. He needed to be in drug court. And apparently his program, or he was pending approval for that program and he didn't even make it. So, for whatever reason he got off, he very well could have been taking diverted Suboxone. I don't doubt that at all. And the issue is not that he was, like, the issue is the systemic issue that just perpetuates the stigma against Matt. That makes it harder. That's just like, I thought Bubby was doing a funny face.
He was just being cute.
He's just being chubby. My chubby puppy's on a diet. Ashley what happened? I don't know the details. I do know that he passed away. I do know that he was in recovery. I am not on friendly terms with his mom. I wish that I was, but she, it was a lot of bad blood from a long time ago. And he could have been on this medication that could have helped prevent this and was forced off of it. And really, that I can't even, he might not have stayed on it himself. Right. There's so many what ifs. Like, I can't say, like, this is your fault, he died because of you. I wanted to. I said that at first.
He died because of his choices, but...
He did die because of his choices, but he also, like...
didn't get help.
We just make it so hard, and I'm so tired of this tough love BS because it's just not going to cut it anymore. Tough love isn't going to cut it. I don't know what is, but I don't feel like tough love is it.
Tough love's not the way.
Ash, I think he did. I found out from Aunt Mary, or from Melanie, but it just, I don't know the details yet, so, like, I don't want to say, like, I guess I would
be surprised if you know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm hoping, his viewing's going to be this week. I'm hoping that I will be able to help rebuild that bridge with his mom, because, like, I burned that bridge. I hurt Pam a lot, and I didn't mean to. I was selfish in my addiction, and...
That was a long time ago, too, though.
Yeah, but I would be hurt, too, if my son, kept struggling and his friend got out. I think about that a lot.
Yeah, it's survivor's guilt.
Mm-hmm.
But, I don't know, man.
I think about it a lot because I got out first. I got a lot of people involved in drugs, and I got out first.
I'm
going to... August 26th, 2008. That'll be 11 years in, 2 weeks? That's a long-ass time.
Yeah.
Sometimes it makes me feel like I don't know the fight anymore.
The fight is the same, it's just more deadly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, the addiction, the compulsion, the obsession, it's all the same. It's just a loaded gun when you go back out instead of a relapse, it's death.
I can't even imagine relapsing because I know what it would cause, what it would happen.
It is death.
But the thing is, and I also know how upset he was, how much he hated life.
Yeah.
Because of losing, he lost his wife and then his ex-girlfriend, and, I couldn't...
I can imagine being in a place where there is you don't feel like there's anything to live for. And
yeah.
if you're an addict who feels that way, what else are you gonna do?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's sad. It's sad. So, I got on here, I made a live stream. I'm actually feeling a lot better. You guys have no idea how much you helped me. I've reached out to a few of you today, and I haven't said anything to you about what I've been going through, but, like, if I talked to you today, like, you really, really helped me. Like, all of you. Like, Nicole, you've sent me amazing messages. I talked to Christy. She really helped. It helps me to help you guys because that helps me get my mind off of this.
It helps us think about things,
there's so
too.
many other people that I can still help. I can't save anyone. He has a little daughter. He was like someone that I've dated for a long time on and off. He is my best friend. I mean, I haven't dated him since like 2006.
He lived with us once.
Yeah, he lived with me for a little. Like,
he's been in our life for very, very.
You've
We
probably
introduced us.
Well,
like.
Oh, actually, he grew up beside Melanie. He was Melanie's neighbor growing up.
Yeah.
That's how you might know him.
He brought me to the party where I met you.
Yep. If it weren't for him, I wouldn't have met you. It's just crazy. And I literally, like, I made this video recently where I was reacting to old photos, and I said something in the video, like, how he was going to be my best friend for, like, the rest of my life. And I remember making that and being like, oh, I shouldn't have said that. I don't know. I felt like it was, like, I don't want to say that I jinxed myself, but, like, I felt like I just didn't want to. He's going to be my best friend for the rest of my life, but it's just not going to be the same. If you guys remember, I made a live stream a while ago about celebrities that have overdosed or have addiction or whatever, and it was sparked by this guy named Nick from the Spill Canvas, and I absolutely love them. I invited Brent. So after that live stream, I didn't even get to tell you guys this. Nick decided that he announced another like impromptu tour with most of the band members. And it was like, I was blown away when my sister told me. I was so excited, and I wanted to buy tickets. So I shot Brent a text message, and I was like, do you want to go to this? Blah, blah, blah. Like, and he never responded. So as soon as the dust settled just slightly today, I was like, I'm buying those tickets. And I bought 4 tickets. So I have an extra ticket. I'm secretly hoping my friend Steven comes home from Florida and goes with us, but I doubt he will.
That's a big trip.
Hey, Rose. It's a big trip, yeah. Yeah, so if you guys watched my one video, I explained the love triangle that I was in with Brent and Steven when we were younger. And Steven is, like, one of my remaining good friends from back then. And, like, I worry about him so much. I love him so much. There are 2 people, aside from Greg, there are 2 people outside of me that would destroy me if I lost them. There's a few other that I can name, but like these two have had relapses and just kind of scare me. You know, it feels like it's a real possibility for them, I guess is the way to say that. The other people, it would really hurt me, but I mean, it's like losing a sibling. Like, I feel like I lost my brother today, and it sucks, but I reached out to Steven. I had to call him, and I had to break the news to him, and he was the one that broke the news to me about Molly, and it's just like, I don't like calling him. I don't like getting phone calls from him. I don't want to have to ever call him. I know when I'm getting a phone call from him, it's not good. And I don't want another one. I don't want it. I just don't want it. And it's like, I feel like I've been surrounded by so much death.
It's a lot. It's been a lot.
Like,
we made it out, but a lot of people didn't.
Yeah. And it's just so... This one is, like, Brent was also just really popular. Like, so popular. And I don't know how he did it, but he always landed, like, the really pretty, popular, like, cheerleader girlfriends. So, like, this kid has, like, friends from, like, all sides of the track. Like, he's got, like, the really pretty, preppy, like, rich kids, and he's got, like, the strung out little weirdos. He's got us. It's just, like... I hope that his family has a viewing. I mean, it is their choice, but like a lot of people loved him, and Molly her family didn't have anything.
Yeah.
And that was hard. It's hard. I don't know.
People deserve a chance to say goodbye.
I get that, but at the same time, I get that, but at the same time, like, their reasoning wasn't right. When Lauren passed away, her family did that, had a very closed, small viewing, but that was intentional because that's their second child that they lost.
Yeah.
That wasn't because they were ashamed of her or anything like that. Oh, thanks, Nicole. I just, like, I don't know. Oh, I did have mascara on. So I have been trying to, that's a good conversation. Rose, that's a good conversation. I had to learn how to be alone while being with Greg. I had to heal from a codependent relationship. We both did. We had to heal from codependency, and that's like, I have never truly been alone.
Yeah.
And you had all that time in prison. The only time I've had alone was when my ex-husband was deployed. And I still got to talk to him every night. You know what I mean? Like, that's a skill that I'm lacking, and I'm okay talking about it because, like, it's not something that I'm lacking and I'm needing, but I'm lacking, and I feel like it could have really changed me as a person if I had just tried to be alone a little.
You learn a lot about yourself when
I did go to jail. You know, I did go to jail, but even then, I still occupied my time with, like,
and you're not the same person now. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. You experiencing time alone now would be very different from you experiencing
I don't want to experience time alone now. I just mean, like, a long time ago. Will we make a video about codependency?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
I would love to. I think that we've reached a place where a few years ago, when we first got back together, we did absolutely everything together. And we slowly started to it got to a point, like, I think this entire second time we've dated has been better, but we've gotten stronger and better. The first time, we did nothing apart. Like, I couldn't breathe if he wasn't with me. And, like, it was crazy. Hey, CG Kid. I got your t-shirt, by the way. Thank you. I like it.
It's fancy.
And I appreciate the note. That made my day. But codependency was just like, I don't know, it was hard. It was hard because I had to learn how to, I had to learn how to stand on my own and have my own opinions. And it's something that, like, every relationship I've ever been in, I define myself by the relationship. So this is the first time I've actually, like, kind of found my own...
Done your own thing. And
yeah.
You definitely do. You definitely have.
And we have our own hobbies and our own likes, and we share a lot of the same things, so it's really nice because I'm so used to doing everything together. Like, when I did roller derby, he did it with me. And I don't think that was a bad thing. That was great for us.
Yeah, that was the shit.
But I'm so glad you got me to do it because it got me, like, out of my shell a little bit, but I want to go roller skating.
I would love to. Let's do it.
Yeah. So, yeah, today we have tried to, I spent, like, the entire morning in bed, sad, and I knew that was going to happen, and I kept trying to, like, distract myself.
We did go out on a walk to, like, make sure that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Getting outside was important to get a little bit of sun.
Yeah, and caffeine.
Yeah.
But
local coffee shop. It was good stuff.
Yeah, we got a dirty chai. It's so good.
They're quite tasty.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know what it's going to be like. I know this week's going to be tough. I don't want to go to work tomorrow, but I'm going to work tomorrow because I want to get through it, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Like, you got to keep going.
If I don't go to work tomorrow, I'm just going to lay at home in bed and cry.
Yeah.
And I don't want to do that. Yeah.
That's not grieving. That's just feeling sorry for yourself.
Right? It's okay to cry. It's okay to get sad and, hey, do I prefer Dunkin' or Starbucks? Dunkin', actually. If I'm going to do drinks...
coffee, Dunkin' probably.
I don't know. I like Merlin's Cafe. That's in our area. That's definitely not something that anybody else can have. But, let's read this comment. So, I think Stella has the opposite problem. She's always more or less uncomfortable in a relationship. You get anxious if you feel like you're dependent on someone.
I can kind of understand that.
See, I mean, I can understand it, but, like, I can't feel that. Like, I've been in like, my friend passed away. My friend overdosed. Well, I say, I don't 100% know that. My friend passed away yesterday, and I'm 99.9% sure it was from an overdose. And Greg has been suffering from chronic pain. So, we've been in a bit of a rut. But, what was I saying? I forgot. Oh, the relationships. So, interdependency, when I feel like, when you feel hurt, you ghost on the person you're with. So, interdependency, that would be like kind of codependency. Define interdependency, CG Kid. And, I guess I can kind of relate because I don't like Other people, I have Greg. I rely on Greg a lot, but like at work and stuff, I want to be like independent. I don't want to, I struggle to kind of, I don't know. I force myself to ask for help or like do things like that because it's really hard for me to do at work. In relationships, I've always been dependent on someone. Like literally since I was a little bit, it looks darker. I think it's the lighting.
Probably A, unwashed, and B, unstyled, and like greasy from just laying in bed all day.
But I'm like, the light makes me so bright and white and it puts him in like a shadow. I have been in a relationship since I was 14. Like literally been in one nonstop. I think I might have a month here or there that I was single.
Relationships in jail and everything.
I did. I had multiple relationships in jail. Like I didn't just date one person. I went in dating someone and then I dated someone else and then I had a girl jail, like a prison girlfriend, and then I got out at like, that's a mess. CG Kid said, it's where interdependency is. If you feel hurt, you disappear and forget the person rather than obsess. Healthy relationships are balanced between interdependent and codependent. That makes sense. That might be kind of what Stella's talking about a little bit. Because I can see, yeah, so like basically you just run from your problems. It's easy to do that. I think I have always overcommitted in my relationships. Like, even if I'm dating someone for just a brief amount of time, even if it's my friendship, if I'm like, I will go all in. And I treat my relationships very seriously, almost too seriously. Like, I treated every relationship I've ever had like I was going to marry the guy. And that just ended up leaving me feeling very depleted and like I didn't know who I was. So, see, oh, these are like a little, like a second behind. So it says, it's what Stella has, and you're relating you're uncomfortable in a relationship, but you'll break up easily and disappear rather than work things through things. I mean, that's me with everything else in life. I didn't start learning how to face my problem until we had our big shit in 2015. Yeah. Like, when that happened, that's the first time that I just decided not to run away from it. Road to prison, gotta go. Peace and hair grease. Bye. Side note, Greg and I saw Grease for the 50th anniversary last summer.
2019 eyes make it so hard to watch.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys have rewatched that, but I highly recommend rewatching it, but not in front of children. It's so inappropriate.
I mean, it's just real.
Like, the misogyny and,
2019 eyes make a lot of media, like, real hard. I'm just too woke. I'm too much of a soy boy, I guess.
Yes, you are. You ruin a lot of things sometimes. Oh, don't do that. I almost reported you, Nicole. I'm trying to read comments. Sorry about your friend. I lost a friend from an overdose last weekend. It's so hard. Understand the survivor's guilt and wishing you could have done something. So sorry you had to go through that too. Like, it sucks.
It's too common, man. It's like, it's just too much. It's too often.
Energy into the sharing my life about this, and I had so many people reach out to me in my actual like life that I went to high school with or worked with previously, and saying how much my videos meant to them and how much it's helped them, and that's been amazing. But like, I can't save anyone.
And we can't pick who you help either.
Yeah.
You just have to be grateful for the people whose lives you do touch.
Yeah, and I'm so grateful that I got to meet all of you guys and help any of you. If anything I've done has helped you, that's amazing. And I try to remember all the things that I was able to help Brent with. This is just one time that it didn't work, and it's just really hard for me to accept that there's like no do-overs, I guess, if that makes sense. Like, I feel very like
shit's final.
The finality of it all is so overwhelming, and
death is fucking trippy,
and everyone's afraid to talk about it. No one wants to talk about death. Like, I don't know.
Existential crisis, man.
It does. It makes me start tripping out. Like, I start to worry, like, what's gonna happen to me. And Keanu Reeves said the best thing. What do you think happens?
That love us will miss us.
Yeah, who was it? Who asked him that?
Stephen Colbert.
Stephen Colbert asked Keanu Reeves, what happens when we die? And Keanu Reeves said, the people that love us will miss us.
Yeah,
and that is so true.
Fucking Keanu, man.
But Stella says that she even pushes what?
No.
Oh, she pushes away the good ones, maybe even a little harder. It seems like if you might get dumped, you run. Maybe like if you feel like you could get hurt, you might run. I've experienced that. I understand that, like running from something because you know it's gonna hurt you. It's hard. That's part of, I guess, the joy in loving someone. Like you have to take like the good and the bad. Them being able to hurt you and them having that power also gives you the ability to love them that much more. You know what I mean? Like you can feel. Oh, your back hurts?
Yeah.
Oh.
Just stretching.
I thought I heard you say something.
Been in this chair for a while. I want to hit my vape, but I don't want to make
noise. The Ask a Mortician. Ask a Mortician is a great channel. I really, really like that channel. She does really interesting videos. She also talks about different topics, but like being able to talk about death has been very freeing for me because it's made me really appreciate life as we have it. Like
and it happens to all of us. All of us are going to die. So like, I don't know. There's no sense in like not talking about it and not being prepared for it because you practice for any other thing you want to be good at. So like, I don't know, practice for dying, I guess, in a weird way. Like if you think about it ahead of time and like meditate on it and prep for it, like wills and whatnot, it makes the whole dying process a little bit easier.
Yeah.
Which like, I don't know, I think that's a good thing.
By thinking about which one, Jazzy
or Bubby?
We got two of them. Death used to be this thing that I never talked about until I lost Jenna. Even before I lost Jenna, the same month I lost Vince. My GM lost her husband, and a coworker lost their baby, and it was like death, and I didn't talk about it. I didn't talk about it, and then I lost Jenna, and it was like all I could see in life was that we were all gonna die. And it was really strange how it opened my eyes to this reality. Like I felt like I lived life half aware before that. Yeah.
He's a chump. He's a big.
He's on a diet.
He is on a diet.
He actually loves it because he gets home cooked meals. Sorry.
You're good. I was reading Katie stuff. It's interesting to me.
Oh, The Seeker. I'm sorry about your losses too. They lost a boyfriend and a best friend. It is very hard. It's hard, but I don't know. I feel kind of numb to it, and I don't know if it's because I've experienced so much of it, if I expected it, or if it's because I've accepted it. And
a combination.
I feel like it's a combination of it. I really feel like the more exposure I get to death, the more okay I am with it, because I know that I've come to this place where I have to accept it, because I can choose not to accept it and live in denial.
Yeah, that's
right?
just denial.
And that's not going to do anything, like, at all. That's not going to fix anything. My life is just going to keep on going without me. And I can choose to accept it and pick myself up and carry on. It's not going to be easy or fun, but I can do it.
Right?
You're talking to me on the TV.
And yeah, then it could happen to any of us at any time. A freaking plane could like hit our house. Yeah, like shit just happens sometimes, and I don't know.
Stella,
you have to know.
Stella, I'm sorry. Not all people are that bad. She was in a long-term relationship and just found out the guy was married.
People are assholes. That's that. Like, yeah.
He would know. He knows.
Yeah.
He can speak from it.
Yeah,
like I did too, but
I don't know, man. I trying to understand why people do the fucked up shit they do is like will make your head spin. I think that some people are just make bad decisions and like can make bad decision on top of bad decision.
I think that there's like I think that not that you have to work with that guy or whatever to fix that, because that's not a relationship, but a lot of times people will just like, people can change. They just have to have the support system around them to change. And I don't think it's their partner's responsibility, but like, if I see my son doing that kind of shit, like, I will say something. I will speak up. Like, I would hope, but a lot of times people are just like, oh, that's how my kid is. That's how my son is. I've literally seen people, your mom said that. Like, that's just how he is. Like, no, that's just someone that doesn't know any better. I want to read some of these. So, your fuzzies are so gorgeous. Thank you, Tracy. They're pretty adorbs. Kristen lost her best friend 3 years ago abruptly because it was in a tragic accident. That actually makes me very scared because we lost a friend recently in a car accident who I honestly expected to lose from an overdose. And losing him was just so, it was a mind fuck because we survived addiction, right? Like, that means we're going to live. No, it does not mean we're going to live.
Driving is terrifying.
Yeah, I'm actually very anxious when I get in a car. I hate.
And then you see people posting videos like
while driving.
While they're driving. I hate. Please don't do that.
Please don't vlog and drive
while you're driving, or like don't be distracted while you're driving. 2-ton death machine is what you're piloting. Remember that. And the faster you go, the more chance you're just gonna be dead.
How mind-blowing was this for me? You guys this might be real stupid, but when you read medicine and it says, please do not operate heavy machinery while taking this medicine, they mean a freaking car.
Yeah. Yeah.
I thought they were talking like about a forklift or like a machine in like a factory. Like I genuinely thought that. I did not think they meant a freaking vehicle.
A vehicle. It should say
operate heavy machinery. Like that's not a car. Like yes, it is.
Sure as fuck is.
Yeah. That's just a little peek into how dumb I can be sometimes. Sarah. There we go. Sarah said that the thing that scares her, I lost it. What scares her is that you don't know when your time is. You think you'll live till you're 80 and tomorrow could be your day. I think that used to be something that scared me a lot, and it actually gave me freedom because I have absolutely no control over it. So like, what do you always say? Like question, can I control this? How likely will this happen?
Yeah.
He has like questions that he tells me to ask myself, like, how likely is this, like, whatever
it's
I'm
about
worried.
Worrying. Yeah. It's like,
say I'm worrying about a car accident. He said, how likely is this to happen? And then you assess it, and then how much control do you have over the situation? And then you can think about
what can you do about it?
What can I do about it? And like once you get through those
if
questions,
it's unlikely to happen and there's nothing you can do about it, don't worry about it because there's nothing you can do.
Easier said than done, but it does help, like, to think about. Let me see, keep going. The fear of the unknown, yes, that is exactly what it is. I think that the numb feeling is the first step after someone dies, then anger, then grief, then acceptance. It can take years, and death should definitely be talked about. Yes, the seeker, yes, we should definitely talk about it more. And I have been cycling through all of those today. I went from like the numbness to anger that he was not on Suboxone anymore, to just like the guilt I felt, and like I just kind of go through it all. And right now I'm feeling pretty good talking to you guys. It's definitely helping. Not knowing is what we should use to drive us always to live our best. Yes, Katie. I don't practice what I preach all the time, but I try really hard.
None of us do.
Same.
Secret.
Same.
None of us practice what we preach all the time.
But I definitely try to go to bed. Especially with Emerson, I try to go to bed and end it on a note, like, if that was my last interaction with my son, would I be okay with that?
Yeah.
If that is the last time I got to see him, would that be okay? And if it's not, then I make sure I go back and just love on him just a little bit. Like, you just don't know.
Yeah.
Hi, Amanda. Thanks for loving our channel. How is that Braca? Braca ends? Probably.
Sure.
Braca ends. That's how I'm going to say it. Yes, I fear death often, even more so now being sober. Yes. Yeah, because you have a clear mind, and it's definitely something that you can think about. You know, you do that like right into your mic every time you do it. You could lean the other way. He's a vapor. He's vaping.
Give myself popcorn lung.
Oh, your heart is damaged now. Do you have endocarditis? I think that I saw that in a comment. Alyssa came across our videos while getting off methadone. It's been over 2 months and you're feeling better. That's awesome. Congratulations. That's a very big accomplishment. I had a friend that got off of methadone and it took her a while to do it, but it's Becca. My husband's name is Brad. Okay, I can see it. Brad and Becca. Braca.
I like it.
Braca.
I'm a fan of
We're Greg and
portmanteaus? Yeah, portmanteaus. Fitzgimbal is a portmanteau. 2 words pushed together.
I call it spooning words. Endocarditis.
I mean, spoonerism is like a deeper cut, but yeah endocarditis sucks.
Have you had open heart surgery for it? And let me see. Yes, and Alyssa said it means a lot to not feel alone. That is exactly why we got on today to do a video. Take that away from you.
I tried to wait.
I know, we've been on it for an hour, but then it makes it all foggy in here.
Sorry.
We got on here because Greg said that one of the most comforting things about YouTube is knowing that we're not alone and knowing that other people can benefit from this in a way.
Yeah.
Can feel not alone also, and knowing that like our suffering, you know,
we are all in this together, and like so much of us experience these things and feel alone, or like nobody else knows what's happening. But that's not true, like demonstrably not true, because every time we share a video or every time we talk about anything, like at least 5 people are like, oh my god, this thing happened to me too, thank you for sharing. Like that's
dentures
awesome.
Video was especially shocking to me because like, not that I didn't think people had dentures,
it makes
but
sense because like a lot of
we
us
don't know very many people in real life that have had to have that. One person I can think of, right? That young.
Yeah.
And so it was just so nice for us to, I mean, I'm speaking more for you, but like, it is nice to feel that connection. And like all of my videos, I've had people on like the other side of the situation in some of my videos, the other side of the coin, and just relate to me, and it just feels so good to have that connection. And Amanda said that her grief led her to on a path of bad decisions. Yes. Even after Jenna passed, it led us on bad decisions, not drug related, but just still like unhealthy, bad choices.
I made a lot of like self-destructive decisions, like
just even like
my whole thing was just anger. I was just angry and bitter and irritable.
Yeah. And like it just reflected onto everything. But and that's normal. I watched
She did have open heart surgery too.
Oh, she did?
Yeah.
Well, I hope that goes well for you. I hope that it's not something that happens. I don't really know much about how endocarditis functions, but I know if you use again, it's very bad. So please don't do that. That's how we lost Nicole.
Yeah. But I understand that it's incredibly difficult not, like, it can be incredibly difficult not to. Like, addiction is hard.
Yeah, addiction doesn't care how what you're thinking. Like, you can think all the good thoughts you want, but...
Yeah.
And Michelle said that she's going to try to do the, would I be happy with my last interaction with my kids? And she's got teens. Good luck.
Right.
I remember when I was like...
Even Emerson can be, like, so...
ornery.
Yeah.
He's just so amazing. I have to tell you guys this story. So my cousin Shelly lives down in Ocean City, which is like the beach closest to us. And he went down there. We went down to visit her, and we didn't get to go to the beach because it was still a little cold and it was raining. We took him out on the bay. So he associates Shelly with Ocean City. And she is moving to Buffalo because her husband's job, he works for like M&T Bank. He's got like an awesome job. And Emerson thinks that she is getting a buffalo farm. So he says, Shelly has a buffalo farm. She lives on a buffalo farm. And I'm like, a buffalo farm? And he goes, yeah, buffalo farm in Ocean City. He said, but it's too far away for us to live there. And I was like, that's adorable. You know, to be that sweet and innocent. He's up at the cabin right now with my mom, and we have a cabin. It's like my grandma's actually, and I mean like this cabin is like no running water. It's got electric and it's got a phone, but no running water, no telephone, like no cell phone service, no internet, nothing. Like it's got an outhouse.
I've never been there.
Yeah. I like that cabin, but I don't like going up there unless I have like the people with me because I'm so anxious all the time. Like I would prefer you to be there because you can't reach anybody. Like now they have a phone. For a while they didn't have the phone there, but I appreciate you guys jumping on and hanging out. It has made me feel like a million times better.
For sure. I
feel so much better than I did earlier. So I don't know if I'm gonna have a video. I probably won't have a video up tomorrow. I will try to make one soon, though. Emerson is redonkulously cute.
He's the best.
He's my favorite.
We made a good one.
He's just a little version of us.
She subscribed to Real Talk, and she was like, oh, that's you.
All right, guys. I am going to jump off of here. I'm going to go to sleep, probably. I'm going to go back to bed. But thanks for hanging out. I appreciate it. Thank you for making me feel better.
Yeah.
Hopefully, if you guys are going through anything, always reach out. Like, we're here. You can reach me on Instagram, Megan F. The same thing is here. You can reach me at meganf@gmail.com. And I will see you guys in the next one.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.